She was the most photographed woman in the world. A princess, a mother, a symbol of elegance. But behind the cameras and the crown was a woman trapped in a world she never chose. A world that cheered for her, and then broke her heart. This is the story of Princess Diana, not just the fairy tale, but the truth. Diana Spencer was born in 1961 into British nobility, but she didn't grow up in a castle. She lived in a large country house, filled with tradition and sadness. Her parents had a difficult marriage and divorced when she was very young. Diana felt the pain deeply. She once said she cried herself to sleep many nights as a child. Vocabulary: divorced means when two people who were married legally separate. It often affects children emotionally, especially at a young age. Even though she came from a privileged background, Diana didn't shine in school. She was shy, quiet, and sensitive. But she had something that couldn't be taught: empathy. She cared about people. She noticed when someone was in pain. That gift would one day make her beloved by millions. When she was just 19, Diana caught the attention of the future king, Prince Charles. She was young, innocent, and beautiful. Charles was 12 years older, more experienced, and under pressure to find a royal wife. Their relationship was rushed. After only 12 meetings, Charles proposed. Diana said yes, and the fairy tale began. Or so it seemed. Their wedding in 1981 was watched by 750 million people around the world. The girl who once cried herself to sleep was now a real-life princess. But behind the scenes, things were not perfect. Diana quickly discovered that royal life was cold and lonely. Charles was distant. He was still in love with his former girlfriend, Camilla. Diana felt unwanted, like she was just part of a show. Vocabulary: distant means emotionally far. When someone is distant, they may be physically there, but not connected emotionally. She began to struggle with mental health. She developed bulimia, a serious eating disorder. She felt trapped, unloved, and constantly judged by the media. Vocabulary: bulimia is a condition where someone eats a lot of food and then forces themselves to vomit. It's a dangerous illness caused by emotional pain and pressure. But Diana didn't give up. Instead, she focused her energy on what she loved most: helping others. She became a mother to two boys, Prince William and Prince Harry. Her sons were her joy. She made sure they lived as normal a life as possible, taking them to amusement parks, fast food restaurants, and hugging them in public, something rare for royals. She also began visiting hospitals, shaking hands with AIDS patients when others were too afraid, and walking through landmine zones in Africa to raise awareness. Vocabulary: awareness means knowing and understanding something. She wanted the world to pay attention to the suffering that others ignore. People saw her heart. They began to love her not just because she was a princess, but because she was real. She cried in public, made mistakes, and spoke honestly. She became the people's princess. But the royal family didn't appreciate her openness. Diana didn't follow the rules. She was emotional, vulnerable, and independent, all things the royals avoided. Vocabulary: vulnerable means showing your emotions or weaknesses. It's not a bad thing, it means being honest about how you feel. By the early 1990s, her marriage was falling apart. Charles continued to see Camilla. The couple began living separate lives. In 1992, the world learned the truth: Diana and Charles were officially separating. It was no longer a secret. And Diana, though heartbroken, began to find her own voice. In a famous interview, she said, there were 3 of us in this marriage, so it was a bit crowded. The world was shocked. But Diana didn't care about appearances anymore. She cared about truth. In 1996, their divorce was finalized. Diana lost her royal title, but gained something more important: freedom. After the divorce, Diana tried to live a new life. She continued her charity work and started dating again. But the media followed her every step. Paparazzi chased her, took photos of her with long lenses, and made up stories. Vocabulary: paparazzi are photographers who follow famous people and take pictures of them, often in private moments. They are known for being aggressive and disrespectful. Diana hated the attention. She once said, "I'm not a political figure. I'm a humanitarian. I just want to help people." But on August 31, 1997, tragedy struck. Diana was in Paris with her partner, Dodi Al-Fayed. Their car was speeding through a tunnel, trying to escape paparazzi. It crashed. Diana was rushed to the hospital, but it was too late. She died at the age of 36. The world stopped. People cried openly in the streets. Millions brought flowers to Buckingham Palace. Even those who never met her felt the loss deeply. Because Diana was more than a princess. She was a symbol of compassion. Vocabulary: compassion means deep sympathy and desire to help those who are suffering. Diana showed compassion not just with words, but with actions. Even today, her sons continue her legacy. Prince Harry and Prince William often speak about their mother and her impact. They carry her spirit in their own work, especially in charity and mental health awareness. So, what can we learn from Diana? That even if the world watches your every move, it's okay to be human. That strength doesn't mean pretending, it means feeling. And that kindness, even in a cruel world, still shines the brightest. Diana once said, "Carry out a random act of kindness, with no expectation of reward, and you will make the world a better place." She did just that. And in doing so, she left behind more than a story. She left behind hope. Vocabulary recap: divorced, legally separated from marriage. Distant, emotionally far or disconnected. Bulimia, a harmful eating disorder caused by emotional pain. Awareness, understanding or knowing about a problem. Vulnerable, emotionally open or honest. Paparazzi, aggressive photographers who follow celebrities. Compassion, deep care and sympathy for others. Thanks for watching. If this story moved you, make sure to like and subscribe for more powerful stories that teach real English. And tell us in the comments, what do you admire most about Princess Diana? See you in the next story. Keep learning, one story at a time.